All right, let's go to best of. Which I think is going to be, okay, for this section, I know you're going to say, like, it depends. But based on what you've seen the most, maybe give a recommendation on the best shoe or brand, or even just your personal favorite for these categories. Does that sound grand?
Definitely.
Cool. Okay. Best of. Dun, da, da, da. Recommendation for orthotic wears.
I would have to say if you do feel like you need an orthotic or an insole, to look at Superfeet. It's the brand that I'm most familiar with. So check those out. They will give, you got green Superfeet in there. Yeah, so they'll give a little bit of arch support, not an insane amount, which I think is good. Some insoles will just put a huge arch underneath your foot, and I think that can do more harm than good. So I would say Superfeet.
So again, with orthotics, quick question on that. I know a lot of people are like, you need to get insoles or inserts that are made for your feet. Mm-hmm. Is that a thing, or can you just get like the Superfeet green standard ones?
Yeah.
What's more important?
First off, I would say, like, if you haven't had any issues, I wouldn't recommend getting an insole. There's no extra benefit to it. If everything's fine,
Mm-hmm.
you can't do better than already feeling good. Yeah, if you have like a serious issue, serious problem, injury, I would recommend seeing your podiatrist first. But most likely, I have a hard time saying this, but it's like, they got to make money. They are probably going to try to sell you a custom orthotic to help, and that's several $100s. So, you could start with the normal ones that you can just buy over the counter. But if you feel like you need more, definitely go to a podiatrist, talk about getting a custom one made.
Best of inexpensive running shoe.
Oh, inexpensive. I don't really know of inexpensive running shoes. Lower priced ones. I guess the most popular kind of price point is like around that 120 range for like a lower price, high quality running shoe.
You would consider that lower price?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really pay attention to the other ones that are cheaper.
I feel like cheaper would be sub $100.
Yeah. I mean,
how about runners on a discount, Larry?
I buy previous models.
Previous models.
Yeah, last year's version of a shoe.
There you go.
If you're trying to find a good deal, look for that. Go into your running store, see if they have last year's model or just sale shoes, or look online.
Got it. So you runners on a budget, look for the older models. Okay.
Yeah.
Best stability shoe.
Most popular one, I would say, is the Brooks Adrenaline. Hoka has some really popular ones. Gaviota, the Arahi are super popular. The New Balance 860, that new version just came out. Extremely popular, does really well. The Inspire, like you said, from Mizuno. Yeah, those are some of the top ones, best ones, I would say. The Asics Kayano, another super popular stability shoe.
How about Nike?
Used to be the Structure was their kind of support shoe, but they updated it to now it's the Infinity React.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so check that out if you haven't heard about it. They're claiming that it is going to help reduce injuries, which is a pretty big claim to make.
Yeah, seriously. 5 asterisks. It's like based on this, based on that, not based on that. Anyway, Best neutral shoe other than Brooks.
Other than Brooks. Well, I do enjoy the Brooks Ghost, but I also enjoy shoes from Hoka. Like I said, so the Clifton Edge, the Bondi, however you want to pronounce it. Pegasus from Nike, super popular once again. I'm a fan of the Pegasus. Then all the other brands have some too. The New Balance 880. Oh, I forgot. That's another one of my favorites, I'd say, for a neutral shoe, the 880 and the 1080. But those would be some of my top picks. Man, sorry, you're asking for like best and I'm listing like 10.
No, this is great. We got to give options, Best trail shoe.
I'd have to say the Hoka Speedgoat because I like cushions. So I would say going with the cushion shoe.
I might need to check that out. Okay. Best lightweight road running shoe.
Best lightweight road running shoe. Nike, they get into a lot of trouble, I think, with some things. And a lot of people think that they don't make good quality shoes. And I think they're doing an awesome job at making lightweight training shoes. So The Pegasus Turbo and the Nike Zoom Fly are some really good lightweight options that are still can be used for like everyday training.
Cool. That makes me feel better about my purchasing choices. Great. So last category, let's get into some injuries that people have talked about that could relate back to running shoes. So one person was talking about hard lumps on the outside edges of the sides of her feet recently that can sometimes be painful. She's wondering if this is like a shoe issue or what could have caused it and what can she do to eliminate it?
Yeah, so it's hard to know exactly what she's talking about, but I think I've experienced something similar myself where it's like almost just like a callus kind of forms on the outside of your foot and it's like really, really hard and it almost feels like there's a pebble. If that's what she's talking about, I have gotten that from time to time in several different shoes. So I don't think that it would be the shoe that's causing that. It could be a sock problem. It could be like an improper size to where there's just more friction inside the shoe, like causing that rubbing and that like callus to kind of form. And you may need to get a nail filer and just kind of like shave it down, rub it down some to help it feel better.
Get a pedicure per se?
Exactly. Hey, take care of your feet.
Larry likes to pick the color pink for his toenail polish to match your Hoka's.
Oh yeah, all day.
And then also, what should you look for in a running shoe to prevent reoccurring injuries such as like Achilles pull, calf strain, shin splints?
Yeah. So first I would ask this person like what shoe they've been running in. And this is kind of where the heel to toe drop that we talked about earlier is kind of important. If you're in a lower drop shoe, if this is your foot and this is your heel and this is your leg, if you have a higher drop shoe and that heel's elevated, you're going to have less strain on your calf, your Achilles. But if it's stretched out more and that heel is lower, your calf, your Achilles is going to be just basically stretching. So people can get like more calf strains, just Achilles, like tendonitis, Achilles problems like that. So I would, first of all, suggest the main thing you should focus on is getting into a higher drop shoe, just so there is less strain and pulling on your calf and Achilles if you have those problems.
Wow, that's really good feedback.
Yeah, so I would avoid barefoot shoes and lower drop shoes, more minimal shoes if you have those issues.
Last thing we'll cover. Do you have any foot care or feet care recommendations, maybe after running or, little things that you can do to stay healthy?
Since I work at a running store, I get like all these like little tools available during the day when nobody's in there. So I always kind of gravitate towards like the massage ball for your feet. Anytime someone's not in there, I'll grab that, throw it on the ground, just massage my feet. It does help loosen everything up a little bit and it just feels good. So that's one of my go-to things. Other than that, don't be on your feet 24/7. Yeah, rest them. You can soak them in some Epsom salt baths. We were kind of talking about pedicures earlier. The 2016 champion in the 1500 at the Olympics, I almost said Chenoweth. Matt Centrowitz, he won the gold medal, and I saw was taking pictures before the race, and he was getting a pedicure.
Really?
Yeah. So, guys, go get a pedicure
before the race.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it after. You got to treat yourself. Got to feel good.
And then you go race, and you get a PR. It's science.
Exactly. It's science. You feel good, you're gonna run good.
Pedicures for runners. Maybe that's what this video will be called.
Pedicures for runners.
Anything else on your end, Larry?
Yeah, don't go into a running store and say you're looking for hookahs or honkas.
I'm looking for the honks.
Yeah, the honks. Another funny story. We had people cannot pronounce plantar fasciitis.
Plantar fasciitis. What do they call it?
One person said plantar fajitas. Yeah. Plantar flagellitis, that one's come up a couple times. Same with pronation. Like some people, they're like, yeah, I just came back from my podiatrist. He says I got some overprostation in my ankles. I heard that. It was good.
You're just like, I've heard everything at this point. I like the plantar flagellitis. I think that's my favorite. I'm going to start using that.
That hurts.
Comment below with any questions. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. We definitely want to know if you're interested in this kind of content, so hit the subscribe button so we know. All right, Larry, I'll see you on the flip side. Check out Coach Larry's runs. What days are you training again?
Mostly Wednesdays and Fridays and some Saturday mornings. But yeah, super early on Wednesdays, depending on what time zone you're in.
Don't forget to check out the Charge Running podcast.
You can find that anywhere where podcasts are available.
All right, Larry, well, I will talk to you later. Is that that's our sign off?
Our famous outro hand signal.
Charge on.
Charge on.
All right, see ya.
Did I freeze?